Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 3 of the 2024 Discraft Great Lakes Open presented by Garrett J. Verberg. We're out at the Toboggan Disc Golf Course in Milford, Michigan. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk. Blustery day. Blustery, cold. We're a little tired from being out there hiking up those hills. It is nice to have 4 rounds attacking the same course. We don't get to do that very often. We are watching a tie up at the top right now. Kat Mertsch with a bit of a blunder on an easier hole. 16 down, currently tied with Kristin Tattar. Holland Hanley having a great day, 6 down through 12. Again, the course record is 9 down, so that's phenomenal in these conditions.
Yep, a blustery blunder, if you will.
I will.
On hole 8. We watch Holland Hanley park, one of the most difficult holes on the course. Wonder what's going to happen in the back nine. This is very exciting.
That's why we're here. Hole 10's a par 4. It's 507 feet. Definitely plays a bit longer and caters to the power player because if you can get to the top of this hill or close where it's flatter, it becomes a fairly simple upshot. If you land a little bit short, even if you're in the fairway, not in the rough, it creates an uphill run up that can make it really difficult to get enough power to get all the way to this pin. The rough is thorny, just like it is everywhere on the course, so stay in the short grass. The best shot is kind of a big flex shot, getting some air under it, trying to get all the way up there. Do you remember the wind here?
It was a bit of a headwind, maybe a little bit left to right as well. Kristin trying to work a hyzer up the left side, get it to flip and ride, hopefully a little up the hill. It is so important to get far on this hole. I put it shorter today than I have in days past, and I did not realize how difficult it is.
Yeah, you like fall on the run up.
You get like steep. A high ceiling, low floor situation too, trying to throw up the hill. It makes the hole so much more difficult.
Kat trying to go huge here, but doesn't get the turn. And
no problem for me.
Did she say no problem for me?
She sure did. She sure did.
I love that.
No problem for me.
No problem for me. And this is going to be kind of in that shorter landing zone that Madison and I were talking about. Left side's a little bit better than right. It's not impossible to get there. It's just very difficult. And
it definitely is a little more opened up for the left-handed backhand here.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, she doesn't have the low ceiling to worry about as much. Still a really tough shot, but Anniken makes easy work of it.
And really a pro move to approach at an angle with the uphill run-up. If you haven't tried that, it makes it a little bit easier to get power versus going straight up at it.
Oh, and with the perfect shot shape for this shot here, that forehand flex is great working uphill.
Kristin dealing with that low ceiling a bit more, but really great power, gets inside the circle.
Yeah, impressive standstill power with her feet at a straddle. Like, that's so tough to not have be able to engage your hips and still get that much power.
Slight problem for Kat Mertsch. Not a huge problem.
Long putt, but definitely not a problem for her.
Look at this little smile she's got going on. Do it.
Oh my God.
I love how the whole crowd is just super into it behind her. They all go, ah!
I'm telling you, I'm sure everyone on the card's rooting for her. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I wonder what it's
nice.
like. Oh, great putt from Anniken.
Great recovery from the shorter tee shot.
She's such a good putter. Kristin for a birdie.
Oh, man. The number of inches that Kristin has been off from on the putting green is probably a little bit upsetting for her. She's so close to having 3 more birdies right now on the round.
Owen with another birdie. Similar to yesterday where she kind of had one blunder but then really put together a clean rest of the round, even though yesterday she slowed down a little bit on the back. We'll see if she can keep that momentum going. Only 2 strokes back now of the lead. There it is.
Yeah, crazy that Holland Hanley's on third card and just shooting up the leaderboard like that.
It is pretty neat.
Hole 11, we just saw Holland have a pretty much tap-in birdie here. We had a bit of a tailwind and a left-to-right crosswind here. Or was it right to left? Left to right?
Mostly tail.
Mostly tail. You do have to... I think forehand's the best play here. If you have that big forehand, you kind of do have to flex something in order to cover enough distance to get down to this basket. It's very far. Backhand turnover is doable as well. It's just really tough to get your disc to turn late enough and carry far enough to get there.
Owen really cranking over on this one. Gets knocked down by that center tree. She's going to be past the worst of the rough. So she should have, hopefully, a fairly simple approach. Anniken working kind of a pure hyzer line. Gets a pretty mean kick, but then a pretty okay kick, and she's fine.
Yeah, while this looks like it could be more of a lefty hole, because I just said it's a great forehand hole, it's a tough lefty shot. That gap is so small to try to hyzer flip something through.
Yeah, she would almost have to throw like kind of an own style force flex to get there.
Yep.
Kristin gets out there nicely. Not in birdie land, but rarely anyone is. Cat trying to get this thing to turn.
Oh, those leaves just caught it just a little bit.
That's no problem for her.
No problem for her. She's pin high almost.
Kind of putting.
Yeah, and a little downhill putt as well.
Anniken had a throw in on this hole yesterday from, 150 feet?
Yep.
Pretty sweet shot. Glad to see stuff like that get captured on camera.
We saw Owen hit basket on this shot as well in a previous round. She's gonna have a little work to do on the green here for par. This is one of the par threes that I am not sure how I feel about. While we see Holland park it, it's just so rare to see that. Kristin, one of the best forehand throwers in the game, with this approach left. 6 people got to circle 1 in regulation, though.
Yeah, this one's not, I think, maybe, I don't know, as, I don't want to say unfair, but, ooh, you know, I'm just going to forget it. I'm just going to forget it. I'm going to stop complaining. We're going to watch Cat Mertsch skip that thing in. No problem for her.
It's not complaining.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We're giving thoughtful critique while watching really unbelievable disc golf.
So good. This one's definitely
skipping.
Which is really what we're all here for. Let's face it. This one's a little bit more fair, I think, than a few of the others.
And again, we here in the booth, we love long par threes. We think they're good. We like them sprinkled throughout the course instead of every par three.
Every par three.
Owen with a downhill look to save par. Yes,
nice.
ma'am. Tiger Borth, the only player in the field to park this hole. Isn't she a local legend? She's always playing up in Michigan.
Is she? I thought she was from Maine. Is she not? Yeah. She's from the Northeast.
I met her in Michigan, so maybe I just connect her here.
Anyway, great birdie. All right, Holland, still hot. Guns out. Going big forehand, fading a little early, but leaves herself with this little gap here.
Ooh, sneaky.
Fancy.
Not having to putt a lot today. Yeah, strutting off the screen. Oh, we're going to check again. 1 ahead on 14. Look at this disc. It is smoked on the left side where she likes it. Probably about 250 here, maybe a little less than that.
Yeah, able to go simple hyzer. I can't get over the fact that she doesn't have sleeves on her body right now.
I mean, because it is.
That's all I'm thinking about. I mean, she's playing great golf. That's 4 in a row. We're calling it a sandhill crane.
Yes, we are.
A sandhill crane with no sleeves.
Yeah, a chilly sandhill crane. Actually, no, hot Holland.
Hot Holland. Hot Holland tied for first.
8 down through 14.
Yeah, okay. Hole 12, we saw Holland get this one with a really floaty putt from circle 2. Very impressive feat. This 267 feet feels at least 100 feet longer with how steep the uphill is. No out of bounds, really, so that's nice. Most really good shots land in circle 2. We are seeing more and more ladies able to get it into circle 1, but that does not guarantee you a birdie. Very difficult putting. Again, wind coming up off the hill, creating a headwind situation.
We saw a lot of people getting up into circle 2 the last couple of rounds, but the conditions were also a lot more favorable. Today, as you got up the hill, the wind really started ripping head, and we're throwing all these nose up shots. So discs were stalling a lot more here, not quite covering as much ground. Only 5 people were able to get to circle 1 in regulation today.
Kat Mertsch is one of them with her Metal Flight Katana, but more people ending up kind of on that right side where Own landed, courtesy of that wind. No problem for me is just going to be ringing in my head every time I play disc golf for a while.
Yeah, actually, I love that mantra.
I do too. Kristin with a great shot.
Really tough hole for a left-handed player. That big tree blocks the hyzer line. You have to throw a flexing shot, and that's so hard to do up a hill.
On left with this kind of patent pending stance. She does a great job getting up into the bullseye.
Yeah, sneaks it by that one last guardian tree.
Anniken with the classic hole 12 pitch up. I just have a feeling she's going to make this. Look at that focus. Dang it.
Yeah, such a far shot. The wind was so wild up here. It's really hard to just calm your nervous system down enough to putt regularly. Kristin again, so close to a birdie.
Yeah, not quite connecting as often as we're used to seeing her.
Yeah, she is all over the basket. There was only one birdie today. We got to watch Holland Hanley walk into the clouds afterwards. 90% of the field parring, though.
Exciting.
Very much so.
And a round of pars is approximately as good as it gets.
Approximately. Mm-hmm. Nice little gallery that came out today. There's 2 big AM events in the nearby vicinity, so thanks to everyone that came out. Hole 13 is a really, really fun tee shot. It's 526 feet downhill. It is one that is kind of equalable depending on if you throw the most perfect forehand ever. A backhand turnover can get there as well. We see a new gameplay this year where people are working it up the right side because that right side rough is probably the clearest rough on the course. A lot more room to work over there than flipping something over left and trying to move around the left side rough. There was a tailwind left to right cross that you had no idea about until you got way down there.
Yeah, it was fun. Can we call it the smoothest rough?
Yeah, smoothest rough.
Great.
That makes way more sense, honestly. Cat right to the perfect little corner spot. Yeah, I threw a forehand on this hole really comfortable with the tailwind, and then as soon as it got here and showed face, it like blew 100 feet in the air, and I was like, whoa!
Whoa. Own bouncing its way down there.
She's way down into the gap.
Nearly an eagle range. think someone put that broom in Jen's hand on purpose.
Yes, definitely.
That's all I'm thinking about.
Kristin ripping a forehand.
I mean, it sucks over there, but boy, that was powerful. Maybe she'll have something.
Ooh, I love to watch a lefty play this hole. This is a very pure shot.
She'll be in a similar spot to where we saw Holland throw through the smooth rough.
Maybe a little more right. Yeah, she's pinched off pretty good. Found a gap though.
Sweet. Cat from the corner. We had a heat map. A lot of discs would be exactly right where she just was.
The hot corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this always plays as either the easiest or one of the easiest holes out here. You really want to get at least a look at this one.
Looks like Bush made it 2 circle 1.
Impressive. Right when you think Bush is out of it, comes right back every time.
Rarely get to see Bush putt though.
Owen with the long eagle bid. Good run at it. And Kristin salvaging a birdie.
There
really
she goes.
Impressive.
Yeah, finally connecting on the putting green.
Looking like a nice round of birdies here. Our first star frame of the round. $25 to edge.
72% of the field birdieing this hole was the easiest hole of the day.
Everybody knows what's happening.
They all said it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Another check-in with Holland Hanley. Huge forehand.
Okay. She's not hot anymore, though. I don't know how this shot's going to go.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Those sleeves aren't agreeing with her. Oh, actually, she got through.
Yeah, the sleeves must like the trees.
Wow. Great putt from sleeves.
It's common math.
Ooh, 5 in a row. I think that's the first time we've seen that.
Yeah,
so
Sandhill Crane.
A big old golden sombrero on that Sandhill Crane. Wait a second.
Okay. All right.
Who is she?
I don't know. Now the sun's out, gun's out again.
Wow, great shot.
Working up the left side. I wonder if that's intentional.
It seems like no, but it's green.
Yeah, we had a right to left crosswind today on hole 16.
It was tough.
Kind of a half run. Yeah, look at that wind coming in on the green.
Or hands in her pocket. You think she's cold?
She doesn't know what she is. We don't either. But she is getting birdies. That's a fact.
She's evolving moment by moment.
Mertsch still with the lead, tied with Holland Hanley from third card.
Who's 9 down with 2 to play that she can birdie.
She sure can.
Hole 14 in a pretty easy par 4 at 550 feet. Normally easy. Again, a windier day, but a very wide fairway. If you can get up to this short tee pad or past it, it's a pretty simple upshot. That OB does come in kind of tight on the right side. You can find it if you're not careful. Kristin actually found it yesterday, kind of pulled one over there. It's definitely possible, but not a typical mistake. This one, yeah, usually places one of the easier par 4s. It was still pretty taily here, right? The wind. It looks a little bit down right now.
Yeah, taily.
Yeah, taily, right?
Taily it was.
Taily, 'twas.
Your wind switched on you.
Yeah.
The thing about this is it's another one of the bowl areas on the course where all the flags lie and the wind swirls.
Deception Bowl, I think it's called.
Deception Bowl. Yeah, there's the Bowl of Lies, and this is Deception
It's
Bowl.
a basin of lies,
The
actually.
Basin of Lies, sorry.
You named it.
And Deception Bowl here. Those flags say right to left, And they were fairly true today, not as deceptive as yesterday. But it's weird how sometimes from the tee pad feels like a tailwind, looks like a tailwind, then you walk out into the open and it's a headwind. You're like, wait a second.
Good shots here from our lead card. Everyone getting near that tee pad or past it. Own with a forehand, which is a really great play on this second shot. There's so much more room on that left side to work with than the right side. Lovely.
This green got a little angry at times today.
What do you mean?
Just super windy.
Oh, okay.
Like nerve-wrackingly windy. So it's nice to put one close here.
Anniken checking up just before the OB line on the right.
This is a pretty common mistake here, but I thought she was going to sneak back over. So easy to accidentally grip lock one. She's going to be pretty far away where she last crossed and maybe not able to save the par.
And Kristin, who made the same mistake as Kat Mertsch just made, chooses to go sidearm today, and it really pays off.
Man, she is so far down there. Huge tee shots. Yeah, Kat forced to just throw a little chip sidearm up to the green.
It looks like she's just outside circle 2. Gives it kind of a soft go. Anniken for birdie. Okay. I think that hit one link really hard.
Off the band a little.
Does it?
I want to see that one in slow-mo. Kristin with another birdie back-to-back.
Here she comes. Own putting together a nice string of birdies as well.
20 birdies on this hole today. It's impressive. It was a pretty brutal wind at times.
Kristin gonna take the solo lead with that 2-stroke swing. Just kidding. It's a tie for the lead. Holland Hanley still doing it.
Mm-hmm. Hole 15. You want to throw a big old forehand if you've got it here. Yesterday we had a headwind. Today I didn't feel any wind when my card came through. That was noticeable. This the angle of this fairway is just perfectly blocked from the direction of the wind today. If you can bite off a lot of distance on the first shot, the second shot is really no big deal. But if you're throwing it from far away, it's a very hard shot. The rough is rough on the left and right, especially as you get close to the basket, to the point where if you're in there, it's sometimes hard to get out at all. You just have to pitch out from circle 2.
No big deal.
If you get far enough, it's not a big deal.
Oh, I guess I've never done that, so. That's a good shot from Own. I don't know, even from there, it's kind of a deal. It's a deal.
Yeah.
Kristin putting this one up high, getting some great power on it. Oh, super smooth shot from Anniken.
Yeah, able to go get some big distance.
Kat with the forehand. We haven't seen her use this as much this year, but she's still got it.
Pretty little hyzer flip. Ooh, turned it, and this is going to be in the rough.
Would you call it a big deal?
Oh, but look at that little come out at the end. She's putting.
Yeah, that right side's a little bit friendlier than the left side.
Yeah, no big deal.
Not for Kat. No problem for her.
Own in circle 1, gluing it to the hill. This is one of the steepest hills on the property. It's ridiculous, especially on the right side of the green. It is so steep. Kristin coming in early. That bush is brutal,
Oh,
but
she's on the edge.
yeah, it spits her out. There's legitimately like a 3-bedroom cabin in that bush.
Yeah, I've rented a unit there once.
Yep, there was an open house today during my ride.
Wow, beautiful shot from Anniken.
Anniken's so far down there.
Ooh, this is fun.
Yeah, cat with a window view.
That sucks. Way too low.
Kristin, about 37 feet away.
Super steep uphill elevation gain. It says 7%, but that is not real at all.
I don't know. I would say it's no big deal, the slope.
A little bit of a big deal to own there.
No, it does feel a lot worse than 7. That is surprising.
But a nice pin high birdie from Anniken
And
Steen.
that's a turkey.
It sure is. It's hard to come by on a day like today.
I mean, honestly, it's hard to get that many in a row out here, period, with all the difficult
long
par
par
threes.
threes,
Yeah.
yep. A quarter of the field getting hole 15. Cat just flirting with the world.
I hope the world flirts right back with her. Holland ahead on the 17th.
Ooh, trickles through the top of that shrub. Oops, a little grip locked forehand, but
Come on.
it has time.
Wow.
On the berm, facing the direction she needs to go uphill.
Get up. Oh, yeah. Such a luxury to be on the top of the hill and not have to have that sloped putting surface.
The screen also got a little angry today, but Holland catches it at a calm moment and gets another birdie.
To go to 10 down.
With that, Holland is going to climb into a solo lead.
Shooting the course record on the worst conditions.
This is what she likes to do. Remember the rain round at Portland?
Yeah, I sure do. I tried to forget about it, but hole 16 is a par 3. It's 396 feet. Very difficult as an island hole. If you do not land safe, it's a mandatory drop zone from about 55 feet up a hill. It's a death putt. The OB comes in very close behind it. This is the same tee pad and pin as the MPO field. It's not one we see very many birdies on. Most commonly, you're going to see players shoot the right side gap. We saw Holland go left side, but it rarely stays in if you do that. I think Anniken's trying to go left side, ends up hitting that tree and kicking in, which
Doesn't happen very
doesn't
often.
happen. But we've seen it a few times now, so I'm trying not to get too upset. Oh, I'm trying to flex it around the tree.
Oh,
Gonna
center
find
cut.
it. No
Are
way.
you kidding?
I mean, like, good for her. Good for her.
Yeah, but that is wild.
Uh-oh. Early out of Kristin's hand. This never really had a chance of getting in.
What if it was just inbounds?
I don't think I could handle that.
No. The wind looks so calm right now. It was crazy when we played this hole.
Yeah.
I like Kat's game plan here. If you've got it, putting some height on the disc, getting right over that tree in the middle, not even putting it in play.
Yeah, fantastic shot. Yeah, this was what, like a left to right? Mostly?
Right to left.
Was there right? Oh, yeah, because there's a tailwind in the next hole.
This
Because there's a headwind on the next hole, like I said.
the screen did also get very crazy at times.
Yeah, it does look pretty calm right now.
It looks very calm.
Anniken laying up nicely.
Kristin from the drop zone, 55 feet.
Yeah, you never know if a player's going to run this or not. Soft run and checks up. Cat for a birdie, about 40 feet away. Hard to make yourself give this one enough height.
Par feels great on this hole.
It does.
43% of the field with a par here. Almost half the field with a bogey or worse. Only 5 birdies on hole 16 today.
Only 5. That's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, I was saying like not very many. It's this one you feel really good about just getting in bounds and giving yourself an approach. One more check-in with Holland Hanley.
Who's already 10 down, going huge off the tee.
Is she bogey free right now?
I'm actually not sure of that.
I think she is. And I like that she's bogey free and still just like going to hammer town.
Yeah, might as well. This is for an 11 down.
Circle 2.
Oh, so close. But a new course record.
Hot hoodie Holland.
Wow, jumping up so much from third card into solo first in the clubhouse at 10 down.
10 down and no one else is Ella Hansen's got a 6. Everyone else is under 5.
Not even close, yeah.
Crazy. Here's hole 17, headwind off this tee. It got a little crazy at times. It makes this tee shot extremely challenging. You don't have to go huge here because not a lot of players are getting far enough to go for the eagle. Most players going to throw their second shot down here just to the left at the bottom of this hill and then throwing their third shot up this very steep hill to the green where it drops off behind the basket. Birdie is for sure in play, but the tee shot is so important in setting yourself up for the rest of the hole.
Anniken not challenging the OB too much. She has kind of a nice backstop here.
Yeah, I wish I had a lefty backhand for this hole. Be a little more comfy.
Yeah, definitely less scary. But I think this course does a good job of kind of evening out.
It sure does.
Owen working on the right side.
I like that the forehand / left-handed-ish type shots out here also can be achieved with a righty backhand turnover. It's definitely a nice player's choice here.
Owen gonna be caught up in that bush. Cat trying to go huge here, but it really doesn't have a chance, and she's gonna be OB pretty early.
Yeah, we'll see what line they give her. She can still save a par.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin's done a great job on this tee shot of Heiser flipping something to flat. This one looks like it might be early, though.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there's no wind.
Yeah, it does look calmer.
It's so weird.
Cat trying to save par here. Does a good job of kind of shooting towards the right side rough, then fading away from it. Looks like she'll be lined up to the gap pretty nicely. Good recovery. Owen not actually in the bush, able to even get a little bit of a run up here, but not able to turn it. She's going to be out of bounds.
So close to checking up on that berm. Anniken with some funky footing, but set up to get down to that second landing zone.
Oh, yeah, very nice. Get up and over that berm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She will kind of have that weird situation where you're facing downhill and trying to throw uphill. It's such a weird thing that happens on this hole sometimes.
Yeah. Definitely a pretty unique feeling.
Kristin going for it.
Oh, yeah, she is. Huge shot. Nearly there.
Ooh, that rough is rough. We'll see what she has to work with. She might be far enough where she can pitch it up to the green.
Owns fourth. Looking to save par here. And decent power, but not quite enough height. A solid shot, she'll have a chance, but man, is it steep there.
Anniken opting for the sidearm here.
Yeah, I like that. Right side's definitely more open. Almost enough power, but...
It's so steep. It's 52 feet of elevation gain right there.
And how many people land just inside the circle on that hillside? Or just outside?
A lot.
Yeah, it's tough from there.
That's red on the heat map for sure.
Oh, yeah. Cat recovering nicely from that OBT shot.
Yeah, perfect line. Perfect speed control.
Oh, Kristin actually has a little tiny window here. She got past all the worst of it.
I'm sorry, you guys are going to have to listen to this siren test that happened. It lasts for quite a while. Just this one high-pitched note.
Enjoy.
Just don't focus on it.
What? Oh, what a save.
Oh, not worried about the alarm.
Anniken for birdie just inside the circle. Choosing to go straddle. And that's a pretty typical result. So difficult to get enough power.
Yeah, it's scary to run at this one hard because it drops off behind the basket and can roll very easily.
Great save from Kristin.
25% of the field birding this one, 12 out of 48 competitors.
Not on our lead card, though. Round of pars here.
Spent a little time harmonizing with the siren. I'll spare everyone here. But
No.
found some nice notes.
Okay. Wow, Holland just, strokes ahead of the entire field. Let's wrap it up. Holland made it look like it was pretty easy, but it is not to get enough distance on this very steep uphill. You see a lot of right-hand, backhand turnover shots. Forehand can work as well, but it's so difficult to get up here where it's flat enough to get some nice footing to then attack on the second. OB lining both sides. I think it comes into play mostly on the left side to start and then the right side to finish for the right-handed player. We don't see a ton of birdies on this one. You just have to get really aggressive off the tee if you want to birdie it.
Come on, man. Yeah. Thank you.
Anniken up first, put some nice height under it, and she's center cut. Good distance.
Yeah, not a lot of players in the field playing this one for birdie, but Anniken does have a bit of an advantage here. I'm interested to see if she goes for it.
Own very early here.
Ooh, and who knows when that last cross. That's going to be a weird conversation.
Hopefully, there is a spotter, so hopefully they give her a spot there. Cat giving it some more width. Pretty safe shot.
I kind of like the idea of not having an OB line on the right side and letting players kind of go for it here. I think that would be cool because even if you do accidentally put it too far inside, it's so rough that you would almost have to pitch out. So it's kind of like acts like a artificial OB. I don't know. I think that could make this hole way better.
Yeah, especially it gets really tight on the late right side. Yeah, I think that could be a good change too. Cat just playing this one for par.
Yeah, we saw her go for it in one of the previous rounds, but not quite far enough here. The wind was real wild on this hole as well. Left to right crosswind.
So Owen was given a spot pretty close to where her disc went out of bounds, and she really takes advantage. That's a phenomenal recovery.
Kristin way up here. Can't see the basket, but can go for it.
Yeah, she can. That looks great.
Just outside the bullseye, textbook, how to play hole 18.
Anniken up here nearly to the flat. She can almost see the pin.
Weird.
Pulls it a little.
Yeah, weird
Keep
little
going.
run up. Aw.
She's going to be OB by that one kind of big tree, which tends to be the aiming point.
Cat with a nice approach into the bullseye for par. This is the third most difficult hole of the day. There was only 6 birdies on the field, so getting a par here is a good way to finish your round. Anniken trying to save her par from where she went out of bounds, but going to have to settle for a bogey to finish her day.
Owen trying to save par just outside the circle. Dead center, but up and over. She's going to have a comebacker here for bogey.
And for people that don't like to play in the cold, this was a stressful day. You can see Owen having a rough time here at the end, but still stringing together some birdies here and there.
She had a really good middle stretch.
Mm-hmm.
She'll still be in the mix.
Super fun to watch Anniken attack the course. Always love watching a lefty on coverage.
Kristin for one more birdie. Beautiful.
What a flex. 1 of 6 today.
And par feels good on the 18th.
Kat, not with the round that maybe she wants, but staying positive.
And staying in the running.
For sure.
Yeah, a bit tougher conditions. Did you look at the weather for tomorrow? I think it's supposed to be cool, but I don't know how windy.
Yeah, the wind's supposed to switch out of the west instead of out of the north and back off just a little bit, but you never quite know what you're going to get here, according to all the locals I talked to today. This is kind of a typical September where the weather just flips wildly at all times. It's kind of weird to be here in the Great Lakes region in the early fall, late summer. We're going to watch Holland Hanley, who jumped from third card up into first place today with that 10 down. And then we're going to have Kristin Tattar, Cat Mertsch come back tomorrow for Championship Sunday. Haley King joining us from chase card as well with that 5 down.
Yeah, Owen and Anniken going to slide down onto chase card. But look how tight it is. Only, 3 strokes separating on the lead card. It's anybody's game out there tomorrow.
Yeah, there was quite a battle at the cut line today, too. FPO field just keeps getting better and better. I think he had to shoot 945 rated golf this week to make the cut. So congrats to everyone playing tomorrow on Championship Sunday. Hopefully we have some sunshine, and we'll see you then. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.